Okay, so we've talked about naming ionic compounds. We've named compounds with variable charges like our transition metals. We've talked about 2 nonmetals. So today I'm going to cover acids, bases, and hydrates. So let's start with acids. When we have an acid, it typically comes from a polyatomic, well, it can come from 2 places, excuse me. First case is where I just have a hydrogen with a nonmetal. So if we have something like HCl, we have hydrogen and we have an anion and it's from the nonmetals. Then if I were to name this, it would be chloride. Since it's in an acid, we call it chloric, and we add the word hydro, and we add the word acid. So the prefix is hydro. We change the ending from IDE to IC, and then add the word acid. So something like HI. I minus is iodide. We're going to change that IDE to ic, and we're going to add hydro, signifying this H. So that would be hydro iodic, and then we add the word acid. These are pretty straightforward. So you just change IDE to ic. We add the prefix hydro, and we add the word acid. Second kind of acids we can have are where we have something like a halogen with oxygen. So now we have to deal with this as a polyatomic ion. And so that would be chlorate. And if it has an ATE, we change it to ic. We are not going to add a prefix, and we're going to add the word acid. So this would be chloric acid. And the way I can tell chloric acid from hydrochloric acid is there's no prefix. And that indicates that it's not just hydrogen and a halogen, or hydrogen and some other nonmetal. If I have something like HClO4, that anion is called perchlorate. So again, this 8 will change to ic, and I'll add the word acid. But I am going to keep this whole stem, the whole thing. So this will be perchloric acid. Okay, now let's go on to bases. Bases, we have a metal, and then we have an OH group. And this OH group is what makes it an acid. And we're just going to name the metal, and then we'll add the word hydroxide. So this you've already been naming. So something like LiOH is lithium hydroxide. And again, I don't care about capitalization, just spelling. So you've already been naming these. This is nothing new. So let's go on to the last thing, which we had on our list, which is special cases, which are hydrates. So the third thing are hydrates. When some chemicals are stored, they attract water. And so they end up with a formula that looks like something like this. This would be sodium carbonate, but in real life, it actually absorbs some water. And let's just say it's 5H2O. I don't know how many it is. So for this compound, I'm going to name this name, and then I'm going to use a prefix, just like we use with the nonmetals here, and then this word is going to be hydrate, but it'll have a prefix. So this is sodium carbonate. And then in this case, it would be pentahydrate, all one word. And so it doesn't matter what that number is. You just use the prefixes from when we name nonmetals and add the word hydrate. I think these are pretty easy to name as well. So let me know if you have any questions or anything that you would like some additional help with or an additional video. You can just drop me an email. Thanks.